Today, we're unpacking one of the most intriguing characters to grace the series so far. Adar? Yes, you heard me right. The so-called father of the Orcs, the dark elf with a mission that's got everyone talking. But here's the twist. Adar might just be his own worst enemy. Intrigued? Let's journey together through the shadowy paths of Mordor and the fiery battles of Eregion to uncover the truth. So, who is Adar? Portrayed brilliantly by Sam Hazeldine, Adar is a new player introduced in The Rings of Power. Unlike the big bad Sauron, who's all about domination and forging those infamous rings, Adar's motivations are, well, a bit more complex. At first glance, he seems like just another villain, conquering the Southlands, leading an army of orcs, and laying siege to elven territories. Classic bad guy stuff, right? But hold on. There's more beneath that rugged exterior. You see, Adar considers himself the father of the orcs. That's right, not their master, but their father. He genuinely cares for them, or so it seems. His mission isn't about enslaving Middle-earth, but creating a safe haven for his so-called children. Remember when he transformed the Southlands into Mordor? That was his twisted way of giving the orcs a home. But here's where things get juicy. Despite his paternal facade, Adar's actions are starting to contradict his words. And guess who's noticing? The orcs themselves. In Season 2, Episode 7, titled Doomed to Die, and oh boy, is that title fitting, we see cracks forming in Adar's grand plan. His obsession with destroying Sauron is consuming him, blinding him to the needs and well-being of his so-called children. He's sending them into battle after battle, sacrificing their lives without a second thought. Now, let's pause for a moment. If you were one of Adar's orcs, how would you feel? Your leader, your father figure, is tossing you into the meat grinder all for his personal vendetta against Sauron. Not cool, right? One of the most telling moments is his interactions with Glug, a high-ranking orc played by Robert Strain. Glug isn't just some foot soldier. He's a voice for the orcs, and he's starting to question Adar's motives. When Glug suggests a retreat to save their kin, Adar shuts him down, fixated on his goal to annihilate Sauron. And get this, Glug confronts Adar, saying, "You told us you loved us." Oof, or that's a dagger right there. Adar tries to justify himself, claiming that their sacrifices are necessary, but the damage is done. The seeds of doubt are planted. This is huge. The orcs are beginning to see the hypocrisy. Adar, the one who promised them safety and a home, is now the very person putting them in danger. His identity as their protector is unraveling, and it's all because he's consumed by hatred for Sauron. But why does Adar hate Sauron so much? Flashback to Season 2's opening episode, Adar attempts to kill Sauron but fails. That defeat only fuels his obsession. He's not just fighting a war, he's on a personal crusade, and it's costing him the trust and loyalty of his followers. Meanwhile, our heroes, Galadriel, Elrond, and the rest of the elves, are capitalizing on this internal strife. They might be outnumbered, but unity is their strength. Adar's army might be vast, but what good is it if the soldiers are questioning their leader? This is storytelling at its finest. The real battle isn't just on fields of Eregion. It's within Adar himself. His internal conflict is his downfall. He's losing the very foundation of his power, the unwavering support of the orcs. And here's the kicker. Adar's downfall isn't because of some grand elven strategy or Sauron's machinations. It's because he's lost sight of his own principles. He's become what he despised, a tyrant sacrificing others for his own ends. So, what does this mean for Season 3 and beyond? Will the orcs rebel against Adar? Could we see a civil war within the ranks of darkness? Or maybe, just maybe, Adar will realize his mistakes and, dare I say it, seek redemption. Okay, maybe redemption is a stretch, but hey, in Middle-earth, stranger things have happened. Let's talk about the thematic brilliance here. Adar embodies the classic trope of a tragic villain, someone whose flaws are their own undoing. He's not a one-dimensional evil overlord. He's a complex character torn between his love for his children and his insatiable thirst for vengeance. This adds layers to the rings of power that we haven't seen before. It challenges us to think about leadership responsibility and the consequences of letting hatred consume us. Think about it. In contrast to Sauron, who manipulates and deceives, Adar presents himself as genuine and caring. But actions speak louder than words. His inability to prioritize the well-being of his followers over his personal vendetta is his Achilles' heel. Meanwhile, the Orcs are portrayed with more depth than ever before. They're not just mindless brutes. They have fears, doubts, and desires. They want a home, safety, and a leader who truly cares for them. This shift in perspective is groundbreaking. It humanizes, or should I say, orcizes, a race we've long seen as mere antagonists. It opens up new avenues for storytelling and character development. So, to wrap this up, Adar is a fascinating character study of how one's inner demons can lead to their downfall. His battle isn't just against Sauron or the Elves, it's against himself. And unless he overcomes this internal struggle, he's on a path to self-destruction. What can we, as viewers, take away from this? Perhaps a reminder that leadership requires selflessness, that obsession can cloud our judgment, and that the bonds of trust are fragile. But hey, that's just my takes. What do you think? Is Adar redeemable? Will the Orcs turn against him? How will this internal conflict impact the larger battle for Middle-earth? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get this discussion roaring like the fires of Mount Doom. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you won't miss any future episodes. We've got plenty more theories, breakdowns, and exclusive content coming your way. Until next time, keep your swords sharp and your wits sharper.